This could be long, but it's a recap. A lot of my new friends, the Mayor, B. Arthur, several other people who keep subscribing have not heard it, and I've put a rap song on my Facebook page. This is my life, and I'm gonna live it. This is my life, and it's from a film, My Brother the Devil or something. I've just watched it on DVD, and I love the rap song, and it's on my Facebook page. I might be knocking on a bit, but you know, I don't really like organ music. Oh no. But anyway, going back to trucking, working from memory. My regulars have heard all this before, so don't bother listening. I did contract work for a company in Ostend in Belgium, and young Stephen in the office used to drive me around the bend. I came over on the ferry from Ostend to Ramsgate, and I had to be at the customer at Banbury in Oxfordshire for 8 o'clock, I think it was, and Stephen phoned me on my mobile phone as I was stuck on the M25, the motorway that runs around London. And as usual, Stephen used to phone, and all he heard was silence. The phone rang, says, "Hello? Arthur?" "Hello, Stephen. Are you at the customer yet, Arthur?" "No, Stephen." "How long are you going to be, Arthur?" I says, "I don't know, Stephen. I'm stuck on the M25. But Arthur, you've got to get to the customer." I said, "What do you want me to do, Stephen? Sprout wings and fly over this fucking lot." "But Arthur, if you don't get to the customer on time, the load will have to be rebooked." I said, "Stephen, fuck off," and ended the call. So I phoned my boss in Nottingham who owned the vehicle I was driving, and Mick, my boss, was telling me. He phoned, Mick said, "Hello, Michael." "Hello, Stephen. Arthur is swearing at me, using bad language. I only want to know when he will get to the customer. Mick says he'll get there when he can. Get off his back." Thank you, Mick. So, I was not well. This was shortly before I had my 2 heart attacks that ended my driving career. I was very tired, very irritable, very nasty tempered, and arrived at the customer eventually. It would have been nice to stop for breakfast, but I hadn't got the time, and a cocky youth came bouncing up. "Open the container doors, driver, and if anything falls out, we're not responsible." Well, that fucking wound me up for a start. I says, "I'll open the container doors by all means. If anything falls out, don't even think about blaming me." He says, "You're the driver." I said, "I didn't fucking load it, you silly cunt. It was loaded in China." He said, "Don't you swear at me. I'll fetch the bus down." I said, "You can fetch you the fucking hell you like down." And I got back in the cab and slammed the door. And the boss came down. I said, "Look, the container was loaded in China. I don't know what's in it, and I don't want to know. If anything falls out, you can't blame." He says, "All right, driver, all right, calm down, calm down." He says, "We give these young people a bit of power, and it goes to the head." Yeah, lorry drivers or truckers can have short fuses. And I picked another container up at Felixstowe Docks for a customer at Worcester, and the customer, it is their responsibility to load or unload the containers. And I got to this customer at Worcester, the doors, and I saw it was Australian wine. I thought, oh, perhaps they might give me a bottle, but they didn't. And I sat in the cab and did a crossword, my favourite pastime. A bloke came up to the cab after they'd emptied it. He says, "2 cartons short, mate." I says, "What are you fucking telling me for? I didn't load it." He says, "Sir, what attitude you've got." I said, "I didn't load it, you silly cunt. It was loaded in Australia. If there's anything wrong with the load, phone the shipping agents and they'll contact the customer in Australia. Don't bother me with it." And he looked at me. And I was bigger than him. Yeah, I was very irritable. Oh dear. But I was highly stressed, smoking like a chimney, and you know, shortly after that, had a heart attack, and then another, and that was it. My 40-year driving career was over. But I worked with a lady at P&O Birmingham, Jackie, and I love Jackie. Got on very, very well with her. Used to flirt with her. She used to flirt with me, because as I live in Nottingham, she used to say to me, I've got you a nice load offer and it's going to get you home. The load's going to Colwick in Nottingham, and that will get it. I said, Jackie, how many more times have I told you? It might be spelt Colwick, but it's pronounced Colic. She says, yeah, I know, but I like to wind you up. Well, don't do that. Or she'd sometimes say, well, I've got you a good load offer, so and so. I said, thank you, darling. And down at Southampton docks one day, we were fog bound. There was nothing moving. All Jackie's trucks were all standing, and she was not happy. I spoke to her on the phone. She says, go and see this bloke in this shipping line office, Maersk, I think. I think she called him Adolf, because, like, you know, Adolf Hitler, because she didn't like him. Ask him if he's got anything that you can do local until the fog lifts. And he said, no. Jackie knows what the situation is down here. So I phoned her. Oh dear. Talk about a red rag to a bull. I says, no, Jackie, he's got nothing. He says, you know what the situation is down here, because she was in Birmingham. She said, how the fucking hell do I know what the situation is down there? I'm stuck up here in fucking Birmingham. Go back and tell the silly cunt. I said, Jackie darling, calm down. There's nothing moving, duck. I said, it's fog bound. The docks are fog bound, and they dare not move any vehicles around the docks while the fog is bad. So please calm down, darling. Then she sent me to a customer, and I got there, and it was a warehouse, and there was an old man who couldn't open the doors because he hadn't got the keys. And the boss turned up, a little Indian guy, and he opened the doors. And the Indian guy said to me, you get in the container, driver, and I will bring the carpets out, and my workman will let us know. I says, I don't get in the containers, I'm not insured. It's your responsibility to load the trainers. He said, you are fucking shit. I'm going to phone your boss. I says, yeah, you are then. I gave him Jackie's number. I said, phone this lady, she is the person I'm doing the work for, and she will put you right. He said, right, I will. I thought, yeah, I can't wait to hear this. But I phoned Jackie first, and I told her what he said. And Jackie says, go and have your breakfast, Arthur, take your time over it, leave him to me. She told me later, she laid the law down, she read the riot act. That driver works for me, not you. You provide the labour. Get that container loaded in 2 hours. If not, you will be charged. She really gave it in. And I got back after breakfast, and the old man and the Indian were struggling to load these carpets, and I could have got in the container and helped them, but if I'd have been injured, I wouldn't have been able to claim, because I was not supposed to get in the containers. It was my job to pick the containers up at the docks, take them to the customer, then take them back to the docks. So after they got it loaded, after a long time, he was charged because they went over the 2 hours. What was his fault? He should have got more labour. I gave him the shipping notes to sign, and in temper he scrawled on them. He ripped the document. So I calmly wrote some more notes out and went back to him. He was drying himself off with a towel because he was sweating. I said, they won't accept the torn documents. Can you sign them again, please? And he glared at me. I thought, you stroppy little bastard. Who the fucking hell do you think you are? Yeah. So I don't want it to go on too long, because these short videos are better. You know, the videos that go on for 20, 30 minutes are too long, so that's it, I'm going. The last one today, I'm going to bed, so that's more or less all from memory, and there is a hell of a lot more, which is supposed to be going in my memoirs. A Trucking Good Life, which is a good title, isn't it? Either that or Confessions of a Long Distance Trucker, or Confessions of a Long Distance Lorry Driver. But no, I think A Trucking Good Life is a good title, isn't it? It is. Right, I found the right spot. Good night. Yeah.